And there we go. Hi, everybody. So this is the first for Prairie Boy doing a live during the day, but what the hell? Didn't have anything else to do.
Us too, Mandy. We just make coffee too.
Mm-hmm. Coffee. Good to see y'all. Hey,
Hey,
Amanda
Foxy.
Reed, Foxy Lady, Mandy, Stacy, Christy, Sarah, Mike.
Cotton candy.
Hey, Gina,
Ooh.
Melanie. Christy, thank you very much for joining the team. You're awesome. Diana Vian. There's no way I said that right. I'm sorry, but hello. Julie Witcherman.
Whoa, the chat
Kirsty
is
Ward. I can't say any of these names. Words are hard. Jenny Lewis J. Hi. Patty Nielsen. Michelle N. Serial Killer. What up? Shining Star. Hey, if anybody wants to hop on, we're discussing the various theories on the Chris Watts case. So I want to hear your theory. So if anybody wants to pop up, by all means. Marion DeWitt, hello from Europe. Well, hello back from Canada. Zedhead, how you been, dude? Been a while. Hey, Betty, Linda, I am Mary,
Ooh,
Stephanie.
64 in chat, babe.
What's that?
64 in chat.
Oh, saints be praised!
Because it's Watts.
Yes, everybody loves their Watts. Hey, Sarah, Janessa,
Julie.
Lynn, Frankie, Jenny, Mandy. I don't even know if
Mandy.
I think I've said Mandy already. I don't know. I'm just trying to read all the names.
Mandy says she's going to join both of our channels when her husband gets back with her card.
Nice. That's awesome.
Hi, Cece. Cece Clark.
What are your thoughts on her being half clothed so you think that Chris did it to embarrass her? Uh, my thoughts, I'd say he killed her in bed so she wasn't fully dressed. I don't think it was meant to be an insult. It's just that's when it happened and he didn't bother putting any more clothing on her.
Well, don't forget, he also says that they had sex before he killed her.
Yeah. I don't know if the police actually verified that or not.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Frankie, I'm doing fine.
Oh, Lindo Quinn, when does your doc Sleuth come out? Um, it's going to be a few weeks. I'm still actually waiting to get some more people involved. So what I'm going to do, in case, I'm sure you've all seen this, but just in case you haven't, I'm going to play the trailer again, and then I'll throw my email up, and if you want to be a part of it, you can email me. Oh, no sex and autopsy. Okay. Okay, where was that? I think this is it. This should work. And go. Deep diving into these cases is like dancing with the devil. But when you dance with the devil doesn't change. He changes. And there we go. I'm sure everybody's seen it by now. But yeah, if you want to be part of it, I'm looking for people to make video or audio clips describing how the case has affected them, as far as
Mm.
the amount of time you spend investigating it, any positive or negative impacts, that kind of thing. So yeah, just hit me up in that email there. Don't do a video or anything yet because it's very specific how I want it to be done. But yeah. My co-host is unavailable at the moment. So would anyone
No,
like
I'm
to
right here.
come on? Oh, there she is. Would anyone like to come on and share their theory on the Chris Watts case, on what they believe happened? Because my theory is pretty bland. I mean, I don't have that spicy theory. I wish I did. I do, but I can't get my head around it. I don't believe any other channel has done that yet. Apparently, there are 2 other documentaries getting made by YouTubers, but I had no idea. So, I mean, some might think that I'm trying to copy whatever their names are, Jaundice and Anal. I don't know. No, I don't watch their stuff. I had no idea. True crime theories. You got my theory? Hazel said, I don't believe he killed the kids. You know, it could very well be true. I think the main reason why I think it was Chris doing it all is because I mentioned this before, but like if it's one guy who's just at his wit's end, he's like, how do I get out of this? And obviously makes the wrong choice and just does away with his family. Yeah, it's horrible. But to think that if there are multiple people involved and they're actually planning it, it makes it so much more sinister to me, like so much more awful. It's like in my head, I just don't want to go there. There is definitely a lot of evidence that suggests Chris didn't act alone, but yeah.
No.
Kiki Rose, no, I never did write to him. I'm gonna, but apparently I've been hearing he's in transit now, so I'm not too sure. Honey.
Even if you write him,
Do
you
they
can
forward the
write him
mail?
though, and the mail will send. Yeah, they did with Rhonda.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'll give it a go. I got his address right here. Prairie Boy, you think that's NK in the parking lot photo? No, I don't. You know, I don't want, like, I understand what people are doing, kind of, but okay, it's 2021. Like, no one can get like a decent quality photo of this person. Like, the picture I saw was so blurry, like you can make out it was a woman and sunglasses and a ponytail, but I'm guessing there are probably 3-4 million women who would look like that. So yeah, I never really took a real deep dive into that. I've heard some different things too, like you can see the license plate, and that license plate is actually NK's sister. I don't know about any of that. That's just what I've been hearing. But as for looking at that picture, just myself, I saw it on the computer. No, I don't think it's her. Oh, thanks, Sylvia.
Sylvia, we love you.
Megan.
Megan J, we love you too. You know, so Mr. Share wants people's like theories, right? That's what you said, babe. We need Megan J
Yeah.
up here to say hers.
Oh yeah, Megan, you want to come up and you got like one of the most interesting theories there is.
It's almost.
I mean, I'm not in agreement, but I think it's pretty awesome. And who was saying, someone tell me how to come on and I will? Where was it? Jenny, do you see that link that I just posted? You just have to click it and basically follow the instructions. What's the rules about mentioning other creators? I mean, if you were to come on here or in the chat, you can say whatever you want. I'm not here to censor anybody.
But what's the purpose of mentioning the creators, though?
Yeah, I don't know if I missed something before that or what, but Amanda, your theory is almost identical to Cher's. Yeah, I would say that like the majority of the people on YouTube anyway, their theory is NK was involved, and that is to varying degrees. But yeah, there's a lot of theories out there. Theory that Shanann actually killed the children, so Chris killed her. Theory that NK killed the girls. Theory that NK killed everyone. Theory that Jim killed everyone. Yeah, there's a lot out there. You guys together now. Well, we're together, we're just not in the same physical space. For about a month, then that'll change.
Yep.
Yeah, Megan, that's what I thought too, actually. She didn't look very busty, but she was kind of hunched over too, but still. All of the men crazy about that witch with the bee, so really she obviously went out to destroy a family in any way she could. Yeah, you could be right. Andy, what's up, dude?
Hey, Andy. Come on up here, man.
Oh, Patty Nielsen. I want to highlight that comment. Damn it. I do think Anadark had reasons to want this quiet and closed as quickly as possible. Yes, I agree. I think that's one of the main reasons that the case was closed so quickly is they were getting pressure from Anadarko. Not that I think Anadarko was actually involved in the crime, but they didn't want the bad press, and of course it's oil money, so they got lots of money to throw around.
I don't think he just lost it and snapped and killed them that day. No, I don't.
Well, tell us your full theory, Cher.
What, babe?
Well, that's what the point is the tip. It's negative.
Well, my theories have changed, but everybody knows this. But
I think everyone's theory has changed over time. Yeah, Mama Bear, her theory changes daily. Yeah, like when I first started on this, I was dead set, it had to just be Chris, because I wasn't looking at anything else. Then started looking at this NK, and I was like, she's done a lot of weird stuff, guys. Like,
Kelly,
yes.
Kelly said she's pooping in to say this.
Only pooping. Only in the watch to buckle. I feel like.
I'm sorry, Kelly, but that just caught me off guard and I can't stop laughing.
Sure she meant popping. Okay, Jenny, I see you.
Jen Lou.
Hello.
Hello, Jenny.
Hey, Jenny.
Hi. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, you're coming through good.
Okay, good. This is the first time I ever done this, though. But I just wanted to say hi to everybody in the crime family. And my theory has, I'll be honest, it's flip-flopped a lot over the past couple of years, just depending how far I've dived into the discovery.
Right.
I do believe that Chris Watts is exactly where he needs to be. I believe that he has fault in this. I believe he knew about what was going to happen prior. I personally don't believe that. I believe the kids were kind of an afterthought, more of a rush deal. That is, in my opinion. I also sometimes flip-flop and wonder whether or not Chris did it. Now, I do not believe that he is the only one who knows about this.
Right.
I believe that NK come in through the basement that morning, kind of to make sure that he was in the basement because when they did the video chat, she noticed the TV was on. He wasn't in his normal, he didn't have a TV in the basement, so she knew he wasn't in the basement. Um, I think she kind of snuck in to see if he was in the basement. And when he wasn't there, that's when um, the chaos ensued. But I believe that Chris had planned all along to uh, strangle Shanann. Because he mentioned at one point, and I can't remember where I heard it, but he had mentioned that he knew, and actually I think it might have been from Cadel, but he knew exactly where to press on the neck to stop the oxygen flow. And as I was going through some of the pictures in the bedroom, even though I don't know why, but I feel like a lot of things happened in the basement. But I also wonder if there was kind of like a minute struggle in the bedroom, simply for the fact of when I was going through the pictures that were taken of the bedroom. If you look at there's a picture where the nightstand is, and you see that salt rock light thing that people use. Um, if you look at the carpet looks like that table had been moved. And if you look right below the window, you see a chunk of that salt rock um, there. Well, that's what I believe it is. And it just made me think that maybe there was a slight struggle on Shanann's side of the bed for things to get knocked off because it does the tables and move just from where you can see from the carpet. Um, but I do think a lot of things happened in the basement. I think there was I think maybe NK confronted them, and that's where it happened. But I don't believe that anyone was carried out front of the house. And I do flip flop on that because I did see where it looked like Chris was pulling something backwards. So that does kind of still flip flop with me. Um, but I do believe that there's been an injustice. And I'm with everybody else who feels like if we just had a trial and we knew the things that were redacted, we probably wouldn't be so insatiable about this case as we all are.
Right.
Yeah, the fact that it ended so quickly and we're kind of left hanging. Yeah, I agree.
But I also wonder because there was something I kind of discovered last night in the discovery. I have always thought that the law enforcement did not know about NK until the 15th, the morning of the 15th. But as I was looking through the discovery, one of the Longmont police officers that was following Chris
They knew the same day. They knew on that Monday about NK. It was written down in in the police notes. They knew on the 13th.
wow, that is crazy.
Mm-hmm. I believe if in Discovery, I think it's Dr. B. I think I have it in my phone. But yeah, there's notes, and in the notes it says NK. I think it says like NK ? And it's dated on August 13th, I believe. Yeah, they knew about her the same day.
Wow.
Wouldn't be surprised.
Well, I appreciate y'all letting me come on here and share my theory.
I got a question for you,
That,
honey.
sure.
So what do you think about when he kind of slips and says she wasn't supposed to be there? Because his
I
wife was
think he was
supposed to be there, right?
right. That's what makes me think NK was there, is when he said she wasn't supposed to be there. There's a lot of times that um, her and Chris's phone were connected while he had
Mm-hmm.
guests over at his house that night, law enforcement. I believe that during that 111-minute phone call, she was on speakerphone while he was talking to the cops. I think that was the whole rigmarole with him having to call a different phone than what she was on.
Mm-hmm.
Say that again. During that 110-minute phone call, he was on speakerphone.
I believe that they were on the phone, but he had the phone on speakerphone while he was talking to law enforcement. Because
Mm-hmm.
looking at their phone records, it seemed like they were on the phone together while he was also on the phone at the same time with the law enforcement. Just like it also seems like he was on the phone with NK while Jeremy was over that night, the
You
night
know, I
before.
think I had something. Somebody told me something completely wrong, or I read it wrong. I thought that 110-minute phone call was the night that Shanann was killed. That was
111
after?
minute.
It was after.
It was, yeah,
It was.
it was
It was
after.
like after and during, or something. Yeah.
No, but like what Jenny said, he was talking to the cops then.
Oh, yeah, yeah. No, oh, no. Okay, so it wasn't the 111-minute phone call. It was
Oh,
a
okay,
phone call
okay,
that they had that night. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
okay.
Purple Butterfly is a member,
Yeah, thank you very much, Purple.
and
And
Andy and
Rachel and Andy
Rachel.
for the donations. You guys are awesome.
By the way, everyone should go subscribe to Andog TV's channel.
Yeah, he's getting close to 1K.
I think when there's 1K, babe, we should do a giveaway, and I will buy somebody one of your coffee mugs when Andy hits 1,000. We will do a live stream and do a giveaway for one of Mr. Shear's coffee cups.
Yeah, that works. I still haven't got mine.
I got mine. I paid extra to get mine quick though, but
Rachel White, welcome to the team, girl. Thank you very much. And if
Thank
you
y'all
guys
so
aren't
much for
subscribed
having
to,
me in.
oh yeah, for sure. I'll have anybody on here. I don't discriminate around here.
Awesome. Well, I'm going to go back to just listening to y'all while I'm finishing my woodwork.
Woodwork. Oh,
hey, Dr. B.
Yeah.
that got my interest.
Thanks, y'all.
Well, thanks for coming up, Jenny. That was awesome. And if anyone else would like to come up and share their, oh, I got that's the wrong link. Anyone else wants to come up and share their theory or whatever, by all means, come on up and do so. Leah Bryson, new member. Thank you very much. I'm going to put the link in the chat. Da, 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 da.
Okay, Kimber. I'm sure someone will get to it pretty quick and have you in there.
What happened?
Oh, she tried to join or she's joining the Facebook group.
Oh, okay.
Dr. B left a comment with some information about the calls right there. Can you highlight that one?
Okay. Not seeing it.
Okay.
I don't see it. Can you read it for me?
Oh,
Hey, what's up, Billy?
says
Oh,
hi,
I got it.
y'all. Okay.
It was way up there.
My chat must be behind then.
Ah, okay, that's where I got confused. Thank you very much, Dr. B. That's the awesome part about all this. I mean, you have all the drama and bickering, but I mean, if you legitimately need to know something, you just ask people and you'll get an answer.
Thanks, Harmers. Leah, you're sweet.
All right, Annie. Drive fast and reckless. Oh boy, every time. Well, as my husband says, I do not watch anything else. Do find it hard how people think CW could not have done it all on his own. There's criminals out there that don't worse all on their own. Yeah, that's something, Lori. I know a lot of people were. Their big thing was there's no way he could have carried Shanann. But I know, like, we all want to like think little of Chris because, well, he's a POS, right? But the dude was jacked. He was 225 pounds, all muscle. He wouldn't have had much difficulty dragging a 150-pound body around. It's just, yeah, he absolutely could have done it. Plus, he wouldn't be the first killer on the planet to move a victim. And as far as the time, if he left his house at 5:30, people started showing up at the oil site around 8, from what I've heard. So he had a good over an hour out there. He could have done it. Not impossible. Hey, Crime Curious. Tammy Ayo.
Tammy Ayo. I love her name.
Yeah, he doesn't look like a big guy. He's like 5'10", but yeah, in the Discovery he's 220 or 225 pounds, and he was ripped. Like there's no getting around it. The dude worked out, and
Yeah.
adrenaline. Yeah. Well, Susan, that's the thing. He didn't show up till 2 in the afternoon. Like this was hours later that he actually showed up back at home, so he wouldn't be out of breath or anything.
Do you guys find it weird that 6 days prior to the murder, Jamie Watts and Cindy Watts sat Chris down at his mom and dad's house and had him write that letter saying, if my wife and kids die, 6 days before the murder. And they held on to it until after the murders. They didn't turn it into anybody. They didn't even think, oh, wow, maybe we should have, like, even Chris, if that was true and she was that unstable, why did they hold on to that for 6 days and allow her around the children for 6 days instead of maybe signing her into a hospital or something like that?
I want to see that letter.
Okay. Dave G, I know you probably have that letter. If you
Megan,
send
there's
it to
no
me.
way he carried her and that many times. I don't know what you mean, girl.
The letter is very suspicious.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about it. I just haven't seen it.
Yeah, my theory now has completely changed. I believe that I still believe NK was a part of it because her phone goes to Ronnie's, right? So we know she was in touch with Ronnie. He was deleting text messages from his dad, Chris, right? That's weird. Shanann thought that was weird too.
Megan, I can go and get 150 pounds of weights, wrap it up in a blanket, and lift it with one arm right now. And I'm nowhere near as strong as Chris, and I have MS. It is definitely not impossible to move a body solo. Yeah, that's awesome, Julie. This is most people I've had in a live ever, except for that one time when things glitched. This was way back before I got into the true crime world. I was just a dumb biker then.
Babe, I'll be right back. The boys are leaving.
Okay. We'd normally get like 30 people in the chat max, and all of a sudden it just started skyrocketing. There was like 1,000, it said. So I'm like, everybody get in here, get your links in here. Something happened, and we were all excited, and it turns out it was just a glitch. Yeah. It was just the numbers fudged. Yeah, Billy. Yeah, it happens. How can you tell the cops you erased your phone and they say, okay, no problem? Yeah. Yeah, very weird. Like I know like a lot of my videos and stuff have been kind of saying, well, NK wasn't here, NK wasn't there. I've never said she's innocent. I mean, she is shady AF. Absolutely. She did a lot of weird stuff. Oh, well, while I got so many in here, this whole Google searching Chris and Shanann back in 2017. So what do you guys think? Do you think someone told her about Chris and Shanann and then she Googled them? Do you think maybe she saw them in that Thrive booklet thing and then she Googled them from that? Or do you think she actually met Chris physically and then started Google searching there? Or do you have another theory? Into their house a few times and the barrel site a few times. Oh yeah. Valerie, you think she met Chris at the gym? Met Chris then searched? Yeah. Because their relationship, I can't, words. Like their relationship seemed awfully strong for only being a couple of months. Like, what was it, 3 months, maybe 4? So I always wondered about that with the Google searches, if she didn't meet him somewhere before. Hurt Locker, yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah. Yeah, that Google search back in 2017. Yeah, Cato said they met at the gym. Oh, lost my honey completely. If anyone wants to join and share some theories or tidbits, by all means. Oh, where's it? There. Apparently, CW introduced SR to NK at a barbecue in 2017. Don't know if it's been debunked or not. Yeah, it's pretty hard to know for sure. I think whoever she was loving at the time, possibly another man on her dark road, told her about Christopher's crazy wife. Yeah, that could be too. I think that's the kicker is, well, most likely we're never going to know. And I think that's one of the things that really makes us stick with this is not only is there an abundance of video footage and stuff, but chances are we're never going to really know exactly what happened. Because this whole Chris Watts 35C thing, that's not going to do anything. Anyone see the pics today of the dirt marks at the back of the house from police body cam?
I heard a lot about
I
that,
haven't seen that.
but I haven't seen it yet.
I haven't heard it or seen it. Are you talking like in their yard? Because they got a little backyard and then there's a fence. Yeah, Hurt Locker. I know a lot of people are. This 35C is getting really hyped up again. And for those of you who don't know, Chris saying NK was involved won't grant him a 35C. It has to be, the only way he can get a 35C if it's evidence that could not have been presented before he was sentenced. And all of that could have been presented before. So he's got nothing. He's not going to get it. Oh, that's interesting. Vicky Conway. What if the 35C is to get CW moved to Colorado where he can be silenced? Well, you never know.
Yeah.
Although I think if there were some really powerful people that wanted him dead, it wouldn't matter what prison he was in.
Yeah, this is true.
Yeah, lots of people are saying the gym. Yeah. Jenny May.
Hey, Jenny.
Normal chick. That's the thing, is I don't think we will. I mean, if he is going to try to for the 35C, I mean, that's just like it's not an appeal, but it's like an appeal, right? Like, how often do criminals get their appeals granted? Pretty much never. So it's the same thing. Yeah, Miss Ladybug, I kind of am. I mean, I want so bad, you guys, I want so badly to jump on the NK train and just, like, yeah, she was involved.
Hey.
I just can't get myself there. Oh, by the way, NK, if you or your partners or whatever are watching this, I would love to interview you. I'm probably the only guy on YouTube who can be completely impartial about it. Just putting that out there.
Hey.
Oh, thanks, Harry Grace. Oh, Eager Beaver, gonna email him? Perfect, yeah. I'll put my email in the chat again. Jane Mack, how's the lovebirds doing? We'll be doing a lot better when we're in the same room.
Yes, this is true.
Amber S. She at least knew more than she lets on. Yes. Yeah. So if he doesn't get the 35C, what happens to the money that was given to his website? Hell if I know. Whose website is it? It's not his.
Bye, Crime Curious.
Oh, Harmarsh, thank you very much, man. Hi,
Hey,
Liz
Liz.
Angeles. Yeah, not long. It'll be about a month. Oh, our Maggie saw those pictures. Okay. Hurt Locker 66. Yeah. But, I mean, considering... Just imagine for a second that she's innocent. Can you imagine what her life would be like with how everyone thinks about her and what people say about her? If these people knew where she lived and where she worked and that, can you imagine what her life would be like? Now just picture she's innocent for that.
Oh.
Guilty or innocent, she's got to hide.
Hey, Teresa. I didn't see any community posts about me and making sure y'all weren't related to NK. Damn it.
And Joe, are y'all like the Watts Island love story? Kinda.
Yeah.
We didn't meet because of Chris Watts, but that it has been a big part of our relationship, no doubt.
Well, in a roundabout way, I kind of say different because I only knew about your channel because of Chris Watts and because of a certain mutual biker we both knew who told me about your live streams. So
that's true.
That's why I ended up on your channel.
Well, you might have come to my channel by happenstance anyway, because you were following some bikers, but you never know. But yeah. Crimey River, thank you very much. Yeah, it's going to be a big undertaking, lots of work, but yeah, it should be pretty good.
Nessa was
I'm
on
NK.
Yeah, they
Yes,
figured it
I'm
out.
NK.
Yeah.
So the beard's covering my boobs, that's why, right?
Yeah. Now.
That's how I can hide.
Can you put it in a ponytail? It's kind of brown. Can you put it in a ponytail?
I could, yeah. I could just do one of those things.
There's
yeah.
NK. I told you guys yesterday, everyone would be NK.
I would make an ugly chick.
So this share isn't your share? What?
Yes. Yep. This share, that's my share. Voices behind the wall. Yep.
Yeah.
We have the same airline. I'm her uncle. Oh my
It's a
god.
Snapchat filter.
Yeah. Lots of lies, lots of deceit, lots of hiding stuff. Absolutely.
It feels like they wanted to make Chris look like, well, I mean, he fell for it, hook, line, and sinker, of course, but I think they set out the entire time to kind of discredit him and set him up to, I mean, he could have just told the truth. I get that. I just feel like they wanted him to look like the liar he is, so that I mean, if they didn't really do their job, they don't want to get in trouble for that, right? So they're gonna try and make him look like the world's biggest liar. Because why the hell is there 4 confessions, 3 confessions? We didn't need all that. Why did they have to make sure to go in there and record him again without him knowing he was being recorded? It is weird.
Well, yeah, there is a whole lot of weirdness. Like, if Chris had got in front of the judge and said, you know what, no, I'm not guilty, and it had to go to trial, they would have been screwed because they didn't collect any evidence, hardly. The only thing they had on Chris was he knew where the children were put. If he'd have never said that, they wouldn't have had anything. I don't think we will get all the answers, Miss Ladybug. I really don't. Hurt Locker, I debunked the red car. The red car was in Betty's driveway. And botched the investigation, absolutely. Well, I don't even know if it was so much a botch or just they stopped it too soon. Well, Crimey River, if he did this, if he buried Shanann and everything, it would have been before 8 in the morning. He didn't get back to his house till like 2 in the afternoon. So yeah, a change of clothes and he wouldn't be sweaty. Plus he'd have an hour drive, just about, so.
And he did keep a change of clothes in the truck, so.
Yeah, he had different clothes on when he left the house than when he came back. We saw that.
Yeah.
Didn't someone just try to attack D.A. Rourke? I never heard anything about that. That's crazy. Yeah, Butter Biscuit, that's exactly what I said. I was like, that's the dumbest thing he could have done. He'd have been better off just throwing him in the street behind his house. Yeah, what investigation? Yeah, kinda. Finding hope, yeah, very good point. Yeah. Crimey River, yeah, well, on an oil site, no one is clean. Like, their definition of clean would be, well, he wasn't covered in blood. But how dirty would you get digging a hole? And he was a calm guy. You ever see Chris agitated? Ever? Even when he was confessing. Even like the day after in the interviews, he was always calm. He was never an agitated guy. So what do I think of them picks, her or no? No, I don't think those are her. I don't know who took the pictures or what, but I think that's something else. And if you think that this person is guilty of something, it doesn't give you the right to start following people and taking their picture. Like, that's getting a little bit overboard.
Right, that's what I was saying.
If the police cleared her, you do not have the right to do anything. You're going to get yourself in legal trouble if you do that. So if you think that's her and you think you know where she's at, don't go try and take pictures and video of her. That's just nothing but problems for you. I wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
It wouldn't.
Catching your own
So
charge.
what? Let's say it was her. So what? It doesn't change anything. It proves she's alive, I guess. Could have been NK. Doesn't matter. The pics you sent were the track there at the back of the house, taken by a police body cam. Okay, yeah, I will have a look at those. Eager Beaver. If it were her, she'd be well gone now.
Andy needs
yeah, it is
57
stalking.
subs. 57 subs.
He needs 57 more? Well, he's gotten a big jump then, hasn't he?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay, I will put Andog's link in the chat again. If any of you guys don't know who Andog TV is, he does a lot of live streams about the Watts case. He's a really funny guy. So yeah, check him out. Hey Shelly, why didn't the dog smell death in his truck? It's a very good question. I don't remember seeing the dogs go around his truck. Did they?
Yeah, they did.
Did they lead the dogs around the house? Around the truck?
Yes.
Because they should have.
There's video. But they didn't open the truck.
Yeah, still, you'd think they would have caught something, but maybe not. I don't know. You'd have to talk to a law enforcement professional. I can't talk today.
Hey, Chef.
But yeah, they wouldn't have been. Well, we saw on Neighbor Nate's, it looked like he picked up one of the kids, so we could assume that the kids were alive. It was just Shanann. So she's wrapped up in a sheet, recently deceased, only in there for 45 minutes. Maybe that wouldn't be enough for dogs to hit on. I don't know. You'd really have to talk to a professional, but yeah, I really don't know about that one. That Stop Bashing NK channel is a joke. I haven't watched a single video from there. Our Maggie, yeah, I don't think any of us can get our heads around it. Like, why? We can understand, a husband killing a wife. I mean, it's horrible, but it's understandable. It happens, right? But as soon as you put children in it, like, no one can get their head around that. Shanann had rigor and small muscle group. She was murdered on Tuesday. I did hear something about the rigor, but that's another thing I'd have to look into, because I've heard people talking about it, and the bit I've read, they've had it very, very wrong. So I would definitely have to look into that a lot more. The time does not fit unless he's Steve Austin. I don't know what that means. If you don't think he had time to dispose of the kids that morning by himself, yeah, there was lots of time. He left at 5:30. No one showed up till 8, so he had over an hour. Possible. CW has no reason to tell the truth. Yeah. Maybe he has told the truth. Maybe not. Maybe he will. Maybe he never will. Yeah, clean house too. Well, strangling people doesn't really make a mess. Not much to clean. There she is.
Hey.
So did you win at poker?
I got
Weirdo.
Hey, weirdo. Yeah, I got 7th place. It's not. I wasn't playing for like real cash. I've been interested in cryptocurrency lately, so.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I've been train. Sorry about the train. I shut my window. Yeah, so I've been into like cryptocurrency and Bitcoin, and there's a website that you can go to, and you can play for free and earn crypto that way. So I don't know. I've just been on a kick, I guess. That's all. How are you guys?
Doing all right.
Good.
Yep, all right.
So,
I think it's Tammy Ayo. I think it was actually Shanann that was the very organized one.
Yeah, like their house was kept immaculate.
Mm-hmm.
Except for
Even
the
the
office,
police
right?
did it. Yeah, the office wasn't.
Yeah, surprisingly
weird that the
clean for
Lindstroms-
a house with children, for sure.
yeah, it was definitely super clean. But it's weird that the Lindstrom said that their daughter. Do you guys remember? Did you watch that interview? And they said that she said that the house was super dirty or something, or really dirty the night before. I don't know. I just thought that was strange.
Hmm.
I never heard. Who said that?
In the Lindstroms interview that they did on that radio show, like around the
Yep.
second
Oh,
year, they
okay.
said that McKenna said that the house was dirty the night before, or more dirty than usual. I don't know, but it was just weird because it was like, yeah, when have we ever seen that house dirty? Ever?
Hmm.
I'm just gonna pull the chat up here so I can see.
The babysitter said the house was messy. Well, I mean, there's messy, and then there's just like messy by comparison too. Like, if they're used to being in a very, very clean place, a few dishes in the sink would be messy, right? But if you were to look around this room, you would say that's messy because I got stuff everywhere. You literally can't even walk in here, right? So.
So I have a question for both of you.
Yeah.
How much, like what percentage of my theory do you guys believe or feel is right? Or if any?
You know, you
Bits and parts of it.
yeah, like a lot of the stuff when you start making connections, like, yeah, you know what, that there is something, like, I don't know. It's one of those things where I can't say there's no way, you know? I can't say no. It all makes you kind of go,
Yeah, because you've definitely done your work on it. So, I mean, it is very convincing. I mean, I believe bits and parts of it. And then I sent you that link the other day because right away there's some things I'll be like, oh my God, it makes sense. I gotta show Megan.
Yeah,
You
no,
know,
Yeah,
I don't,
there's
and I don't expect, and I was talking about this on my live stream, and I've also mentioned it a few times, but I don't expect anybody to uh, just hear me or, one time on a live stream and go, oh, yep, I totally believe her, because that would be ridiculous. Because it's much more to it than that. And it's unless you are, aware of these events that, happen all the time, you would have no way of like knowing, I guess. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Because they are so convincing. But if you know what you're looking for and you know about them, then they're, for the most part, easy to spot.
Well, I do have to
Like
say, hearing that Anadarko meeting that I sent you, was that yesterday? And hearing them talk at Anadarko and really pushing the whole psyops thing and the military acting like basically being their own military and stuff like that. Yeah, it did kind of make me go, huh.
Well, did you watch my I think I changed the title eventually, but the fracking distraction video that I made like over a year ago, I think.
no,
Oh
I
God, I
Share
didn't
don't
see that.
remember.
or great. Okay. Because in that video I actually play that same clip, but I play the whole thing of that higher up guy from Anadarko speaking.
Yeah.
So I play that whole clip and I go into the whole was it a distraction as far as because it's um about the Proposition 112, which is a bill that was trying to get passed at the same time that Chris was allegedly, or for the whole narrative pretty much. So as far as like when they met, like, him and Kessinger and they had their affair um, and then leading up all the way to the day that he was sentenced, that bill was trying to get passed. And now if that bill would have got passed, which it was very close to it, the oil and gas companies would have lost over, millions, if not in the billions of dollars, because it would have moved the buffer zone from 500 feet to 2,500 feet. So it would have taken away like 90%. So my point is that I was just throwing theories out there, but could it have been a distraction to prevent people from going and, going out and voting? And I know it sound a little crazy, but when Chris originally had his, I think I keep calling it a sentence hearing, but it's not a sentence hearing, but it was originally scheduled for what, like November 16th or 19th?
No, I'm not sure.
I don't know. One of those, it's somewhere around there. I can't remember exactly, but Rourke moved it to the 6th, November 6th, and didn't give us an explanation. Not that he needs to, but November 6th that year was election day. So it just seems kind of odd. Why would you move this guy's court? And not only that, but it was televised. So if you go and look up Proposition 112, it's very, very interesting to say the least.
They should have been more focused on Trump and less focused on the Watts, because oil's going to lose a lot more money with Biden in there now.
Right?
Not that I want to get all about politics, but yeah.
Okay, so Weirdo.
Mm-hmm.
Saying, okay, so with this one, you think that all of that would be worth a family being murdered, or like, do you still have the belief that they're all actors and possibly they're alive somewhere? Or do you think that, I mean, it's a big enough deal, they would actually just let Chris be a patsy and take the fall for this?
Number 2.
And that they really died. Okay.
Yeah, I do not think that Chris is a patsy. I think he's 100% in on it.
I think you're referring to something seen from the 21st to 19th or something like that. The hearing wasn't televised on November 6th. Okay.
It was not? Is that what you just read, Chair? That it
Yeah,
was not
Teresa
televised?
said. Yeah, I think you are referring to sentencing from the 21st to the 19th or something like that. Plea hearing was not televised on November 6th.
Okay, I could be wrong about the televised part, but it was moved to November 6th. I do know that on Election Day.
A Patsy, like he went along with this plan and, you know, was the fall guy for it. Whatever, Patsy.
So, like in these orchestrated events, there's going to be multiple reasons or agendas or motives for doing it, because normally they take years. They're planned years in advance, so they're not going to go through all that just to potentially gain one thing. So there will always be someone who gains financially, and then there'll be other motives as well, whether it be to push a law, take away rights, sway opinions, and cause fear. It just depends on what type of event it is. They're all going to have different motives for, to cater to that specific event.
Or they did and he killed them, period. Could be, Julie. It could be. I just received the email from Lana Oriani about the website. Oh, great. Ugh. Mark Klein said he's 99% sure he saw the Watts with Elvis and Burger King.
Hello, Mark. Gotta love Mark's sense of humor.
Prison pen. Yeah, Hurt Locker. It really does, doesn't it? Yeah. It really does. And they said, what is the nonprofit for? And she's like, well, we got to pay everybody. And oh my God. It's a shit show. Yeah, Harry, but it pinged after Chris already left, like 45 minutes after he left. If he left at 5:15, I don't think her phone pinged until 6:15. So he left at like maybe 5:15, 5:30, I think, and her phone pinged at 6:15. So she was there after he was already gone. And we know from watching the video footage, he left with the girls and Shanann.
I was listening and I just got back to someone talking about the website and the pay thing. Now, I'm not a genius, but if Chris couldn't afford a lawyer, he gets a public defender or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But if he wanted to file that 35C, wouldn't a public defender have to?
Yeah.
So what do they need the money for?
That's what I was wondering.
Maybe I'm wrong about that, but that's kind of how I thought it worked.
They might not want a public defender, though. I mean, I could see that because the public defender isn't really there. I mean, they're there to still help the courts and the state in the end, not so much Chris.
Well, true, but I mean, if there was, because you would need to have new evidence that could not have been discovered before. So, I mean, they would kind of have to present it. So, I don't know.
How do we know he left with Shanann, please? I mean...
We don't know. I mean, you see in Neighbor Nate's video, you see him walking backwards looking like he's dragging something.
Yeah.
You don't know it's Shanann, though.
So So that website is what's with the $10? Is it $10 a month? Does that go towards his
Find his
lawyer
name
fees,
cheap,
or
y'all.
what is? I'm confused about that part.
They said, yeah. So what Lana had said was the $10 a month, and then if you don't want, she was really pushing like we have if you want to pay like 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, just in case you want to like not forget about paying every month or whatever. It was really funny. And she goes, it's to pay like people because it takes our time, so it's to pay all of us, and yeah.
So does
To
it
pay for
stop once the whole thing's over, or do you just keep paying for the next person or something? I don't.
yeah.
I mean, not that it doesn't really affect me because it has nothing to do with my theory, but I was just confused about it.
If you don't want to join, there's a one-time donation button where you can donate what you
Okay.
want.
Mm.
It's crazy. I mean, seems like a Thrive scam.
Yeah, Lee Bryson. Apparently, that.
You have to
Yeah.
join for 3 months.
But the thing is, like, here's what they're not telling you. Okay, they're saying NK's on the table, and that's the new evidence. If Chris is gonna suddenly implicate NK, this isn't new evidence. This is something he knew and he could have told before he was convicted. So therefore, that does not qualify for the 35C.
Babe, do you see what people are saying?
I'm trying.
They're charging a minimum of 3 months from people. You have to get the 3 months.
So you have to spend at least $30.
Yes.
Wow. You don't have to give me a penny to help out my documentary. Make a video.
Did you see that shitty 30-second documentary too?
Yeah, the iMovie template. Yeah. I could have done that in an hour. I made mine from scratch. You know what? I'm going to play it again.
I could have you.
I know you guys are probably sick of
Love
seeing
that.
it, but here it goes again. Deep diving into these cases is like dancing with the devil. But when you dance with the devil doesn't change. He changes. No templates. That was all me, baby.
Yeah, that's great. Really good job.
Thank you.
What do you use for like your editing and stuff?
I use Sony Vegas Pro.
How much does that
I'd
cost?
love to use. It was actually free.
Really? That's cool.
Wasn't supposed to be free. It was one of those things.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'd love to get like a Premiere Pro is probably like the best thing out there from Adobe, but you can't buy it. You have to subscribe monthly. It's like $30 a month forever. So after 10 years, like, I mean, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I just do everything on my phone, and then I have to use like 4 or 5 different apps because I just use like, you know, a few free ones, and then I think I have like a couple that I paid like $2.99 a month for or something. But one will have something on it that the other one doesn't have, so then I have to like transfer it over there, and then it's just like, oh my gosh, just a pain in the butt. I'm sure there's a much easier way to do it. And of course, I always do it the hard way. So
yeah.
But yeah, so it'd be cool to have it like just a decent editing app or program, but
Yeah, I don't know about using your phone, but if you want a decent one for your computer, DaVinci has a free version, and it's good.
yeah.
It's really good. Yeah, you
Okay, I'll
can't.
check it out. Yeah, I'll write it down.
There are some limitations, like you can't do 4K and a few other things, but for basically, if you just want to take a video and edit it and maybe fix the coloring and stuff, add a couple little effects, yeah, it's a really good one.
So let me ask you this. Do either one of you, do you believe that the entire, how do I say this, thing that happened in 2001 in New York, do you think that that was 100% the official narrative?
Oh, you're talking
what they told
9/11?
us? Do you think that the government was responsible for it? Is what I'm asking. I'm just worried about getting your channel in trouble. So there's certain things that it will trigger the algorithm. So that's why.
Yeah. Well,
And I'll tell you why I'm asking you that.
Okay, go ahead. Tell me what you're asking.
I mean, go ahead.
Well, I was actually in the military, and we were on base. We were watching live, and I saw that second plane hit the tower live. It was not fake. As far as the motives behind it and everything else, there could very easily have been, this is for the row removal later. Honey, stop giving me your money. You're supposed to be saving it to come up here.
Yeah.
But thank you. But yeah, there was actually, I remember very distinctly seeing, like on the news, you could see then the ass end of the plane in the Pentagon building. Then all of a sudden it's not there. And I could see, like I see the devastation path of the plane, and then all of a sudden there's a couple of lampposts that weren't taken down. They were down. Mm-hmm. So there's a whole lot of people who are deliberately fudging stuff to make it look bad. But what really got me, it wasn't the towers. There was another building beside the towers that some debris had landed on and caused a fire or something. It collapsed. I thought, well, that's just weird. Mm-hmm. That's what really did it for me and made me wonder, well, okay, maybe this was all planned. Because it really did seem weird that building collapsed. And I know some people say the way the buildings collapsed too, but I don't know. I mean, have you ever seen a really tall building collapse wrong? Like, we don't have anything to base that off of. Maybe no matter what, they just fall straight down.
Well, I think it was more because they're saying it collapsed due to an airplane hitting the building, not from, because when you're looking at it, it looks like a staged demolition, you know? And those towers were built to withstand multiple, like, you know, large jet engines, not multiple at the same time, but large, you know, passenger jets hitting them. I mean, that's what they said. So, but the reason why I asked is because that's kind of like the question I sometimes do ask people, because if they immediately will say to me that they 100% believe the official narrative of that day, then that tells me that they're probably not going to want to hear what I have to say about my theory or any other events similar to that. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So at least I'll know that they're somewhat open-minded if they answered kind of like how you answered, like, well, you know, I don't really know if it's 100% like our government did it, but there are some things that are very questionable. So I'm, you know, open to hear, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I asked that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if a person's mind is somewhat open to different possibilities, but if they're very rigid, yeah, they're not gonna look at your stuff and give it any credence.
Right.
Misha,
Or if they, you know,
Misha,
100%
sorry, guys.
believe that the government is 100% there to protect us and there's no corruption in it, then I will know that I'm probably going to waste my time with that person. So anyways, that's why I asked.
Yeah.
What do you think, Cher?
Hang on, sorry, I was just.
I mean, I know that
But
you're open-minded to my theory, but
Misha, email me. Email me again. Yes. Okay.
Bowman, nothing changes.
Sorry, I was
Nothing's
writing
gonna
something
change.
down.
Doesn't matter
No,
what happens.
nothing's going to change.
No.
I'm about done with it. Hey, Beth.
Mark Klein, I work at a steel mill. How did the building have liquid steel coming from jet fuel? I have no idea. I do remember seeing what I thought were like sparks and stuff, but apparently it was thermite. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know enough about fire to know what temperature steel melts and how hot jet fuel burns, and I don't know. Yeah, that's kind of convenient, isn't it, Greg? Hello, Gregory Holstein.
so what is it that you guys are not convinced about my theory then? And I'll see if I can try and answer those questions for you.
Well, I think it's more just, I don't fully know what your whole theory is, to be completely honest. Like, are you thinking that the murders never actually took place?
Right.
Yeah, because, well, we don't actually see bodies.
Correct.
But, and yeah, it's possible. Like, I definitely can't say there's no way, but
Possible.
I mean, I just, it seems a bit too elaborate to be able to be pulled off to me. But yeah,
Well, that's why I brought up that
all
question a
these
little bit ago,
sketchy?
is because if you believe that, oh, sorry, Cher.
I can kind of see your point. Like I do toy with your whole theory, Megan, because of everybody involved is a sketchy person, and then half of the people involved seem like, and you can actually tie them back to acting. It's I mean, it's a lot. I don't know. I just have a whole different theory, which is very involved with more like darkness and occult and stuff. So, but some of our stuff, like yeah. I think that they really died. Even though the autopsy was off, and they said Shanann had no scars or anything, which was not true, and they were closed casket, which they're trying to say was because of all the oil, but Shanann wasn't in oil. I don't know. I mean, I can see why you think, I mean, and all the homework you did that links it. I mean, I don't know. But for me personally, I just am tied more to the whole cult thing because of NK, really. I don't know. That's just more my aim. But
You know, we have probably the broadest spectrum of theories possible with these three people. We got one says it's all a hoax, nobody died. We got another one who thinks cults and stuff, and then you got me who still leans toward it was just a disgruntled, pissed off man who wanted a different life and thought, this is how I'm going to do it. And the thing is, any one of us could be right. I know enough to know that I don't know what happened.
So here's the thing. How many times have we heard people say, this case doesn't make sense? Why the Watts case? Why is everything so different with this case? Why does nothing add up? Why are there so many questions? Why can't people walk away from it? Why are they so obsessed with it? Why was the discovery released with nobody's personal information redacted when you're supposed to, by law, in the Colorado revised statutes, redact personal information for their protection, which is one of the biggest red flags in this case that hardly anybody, as far as I know, is questioning. And you can go and look at other cases, they're redacted. And even, and especially minors, there's Madison's face should have been blurred out on the body cam footage. Nicholas Atkinson, he was underage at the time. He's a minor, and they didn't redact his information. But nobody else can explain that except for, as far as I know, but me.
Yeah. Well, and just shoddy work. Like they did kind of try to hide some things. Like I remember seeing, it was during the canvassing when the cops go up to Betty's place, and they obviously, there's one guy who's supposed to blank out her address. Well, he did a horrible job of it. So I think they was just rushed and they just didn't really give a shit.
Are you talking about the body cam footage like at the very beginning, or are you talking about the body cam footage after like True Psych Ward got the body cam footage? Because it was never redacted at the very beginning.
Yeah, all I got was True Psych Ward stuff. So
okay,
I'm actually missing a lot of the discovery.
Right. So that's after that's the, after like, over a year and a half after. So but I do know what you're talking about, how it's like blocked and then it like moves over real quick and you see it.
Yeah.
But you can go and look at older videos, and I even have a video that I made that it's not redacted out. They didn't start redacting information until over a year and a half later. And my issue with that is, why do that a year and a half later when you didn't do it at the beginning? Yeah, it's because, in my opinion, they had already pushed their agenda or agendas on us. It's been over 2.5 years, going on 3 now. And I've seen it before in another orchestrated event prior to the Watts case. 2, different scenarios, both tragic, but different. And they did the same thing. They released all the body cam footage, all the, 911 calls, the police interviews, the witness statements. They also released the case report. They don't call it a discovery, and what they did, and it was online, so anybody could go and dissect it. And then a year and a half later, people started noticing that they were taking out certain pieces of it and then going in and a little bit at a time, not all at once, but redacting it. Same thing with the Watts case. So, and not only that, but 99% of that case report was not redacted either.
What on the opposite end of everything, what gives me a weird feeling is the fact that we have so much information about this. What other case is there that much?
And that's the thing too.
I don't know of any.
It seems like it is a lot of information. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, that was it. It's just I don't think there's any other cases where we have that much.
I don't believe there is either. As far as I know,
missing a bunch.
And it does seem, it is a lot of information. Granted, it is, but most, as far as I know, like for other homicide cases, they're going on 20,000 pages. So unless they redacted, 18,000 pages, and it's not just because like he pled guilty early. Like there's so much other, like in the 3 months that they had to investigate, there should be so much more information, and it's just not there. But the reason why they do that, and they release all the body cam footage, and they put the discovery online, is so that people will go and dive down the rabbit hole and read the discovery and try to figure out, the case. And they leave all these gaps in between and all these unanswered questions. And what do we do as normal human beings when we can't get the answers that we need from the source? We go and try to find them ourselves. And that means coming up with every single theory in the book, right? That we've been doing for over 2 years now. But it's done that way on purpose, so that people get hooked and, again, try to figure out why the hell someone like Chris Watts, who didn't show any prior signs of, violence, or and who everybody said that he was, so nice, great coworker, great employee, father, husband, you name it.
Yeah,
And they never give us a motive, right?
killer.
They've never given us a definitive motive.
They said that. No.
That's the thing, is no one ever, like, even the Unabomber, when people were asked about what he was like, quiet, kept himself. Nice enough guy, a little bit of hermity. But yeah, no one ever.
Did you say Kermity?
Yeah, hermity.
Oh, they said Kermity, like Kermit the Frog. Kermity.
Well, he was kind of a little guy. Yeah, Kermity. But yeah, no one ever says that guy was a bastard. I knew he was a killer the second I met him. No one ever says that. They're always nice guys. Of course, that's kind of comparing like serial killers and stuff. Different bag of cats, but it is kind of weird. No one ever says, I thought there was something weird about him the second I met him.
Did you notice, though, that how they've not given us a definitive motive as to why Chris did what he did? Like, they threw in some subtle hints as like, oh yeah, the mistress, he wanted to spend the rest of his life with her, or the bankruptcy and the debt and all the money they owed. And then, of course, you can see on some of the Shenan's videos how she kind of was a little bit bossy, and Chris kind of just let her do it. That could be a motive, that he just held it all, inside forever, or for a really long time, and then just kind of, like a ticking time bomb. But they never gave us an actual motive. And then when people don't have a reason for why someone commits such a, heinous act, they want to try and figure it out. And that's what people are doing, right? They're like, how could somebody like Chris Watts just wake up one day and just kill his entire family? Again, that is done on purpose. Everything in this case is just, it's done for a reason. Just
that's
as
that's one of the biggest things, because I've been asking people to email me their experiences. I can't tell you guys how many people have said that I had one guy tell me he might leave his wife because he's afraid that he's going to snap and kill her. Like, people are that wrapped up in it. And I've had lots of women say, I'm a little leery about dating now because he looks so normal. How do you know the guy you're dating isn't going to do this to you someday?
That's interesting, because I'm not surprised that they said that. That's the whole reason why he doesn't fit the profile. And that's why everybody that, was interviewed or that knew him in this case said he would never hurt a fly. He's just the nicest man you'd ever meet. And the reason for that, and he doesn't fit the profile, is because they're trying to, demonize the white middle-class male, and they want people to constantly be in fear all the time. So that if someone like Chris can murder his entire family with no signs, then what's stopping it from happening to you, or from your significant other or your husband from doing it to you?
Yeah.
Right? So they just want people to constantly be in fear all the time.
Oh yeah, they do their fear mongering every which way. So they could have, not to go off against you, but they could have had this case and used it and twisted it to make it look that way without it being actually fake. But yeah, I can't say your theory is impossible. Definitely not.
Well, if you guys have any questions, I'm here, so ask me now.
I love you, Megan.
Because I jumped at the opportunity, because I'll get attacked. I mean, I'm not even really paying attention to the chat, but I That's how bad it is, and that's what they do that on purpose, because they know that if anybody questions these tragic events, people are so emotionally attached to it and to the victims that you're immediately going to be called a conspiracy theorist, and they're going to have fingers pointed at you and say, oh, you're crazy. What are you talking about? You have no idea what you're talking about. And people just go off the handle.
Mm-hmm.
But, I'm at the point where I just had to stop worrying about that, because I'm been doing this for over 2 years now because I want to get the truth out there. So I had to stop worrying about other people pretty much.
Yeah. Jen Lou.
But not only that too, but I don't want to go on other channels and risk getting.
Oh, I'm sure I'm demonetized already anyway. It doesn't matter. My streams get demonetized almost immediately every time I do one.
When you do Watts?
No, anything. I've done streams that weren't even about Watts, and still, as soon as I hit live.
Babe, will you drop the link for Andy? And
I
then,
have been.
Okay. Well, he just got back, but Casey Smith. Yeah, I'm okay.
So Jen Lou says, I've only heard bits and pieces of the AHS connection. Can you lay it all out, please? I don't even know what that is. What's the AHS?
The AHS connection is the predictive programming. I'm assuming she's referring to.
Mm-hmm.
Are you familiar with predictive programming, Mr. Scher?
No.
You are, right?
I've heard you say predictive program, but I don't know what that is. No.
Okay, so in predictive programming is it's obviously not based on actual factual evidence, but the
Mark, you're wrong.
That's
her. I FaceTimed her. That's what Megan looks like for real. That's Megan for real. I FaceTime her every day.
What? My cartoon character.
Yeah.
The powers that be will, so for instance, like what we were just talking about earlier about 9/11, there has been overwhelming amount of predictive programming. So you'll find, like this Family Guy and The Simpsons are always seem to somehow predict these, elections or whatever.
Oh yeah, Simpsons predicted Trump would get
elected. So that's
something
that's an example of predictive programming. Because with these orchestrated events, the people orchestrating them, the powers that be, I call them, again, they're planned years in advance. So what they'll do, there's a couple reasons or theories as to why they'll do it. They will insert clues, some obvious and some not so obvious, telling us what they're going to do in the future. One theory is they believe in karma. So they think that if they tell us what they're going to do by inserting these little Easter eggs and stuff into like movies or television shows, and we're too stupid to realize it, then that's our own fault. But they don't have any karma on their hands anymore, right? Even though it's like a messed up way to do it, but that's what they do. Another one is to subconsciously condition us for these events that they plan on doing, so that no matter how unbelievable they might seem, we'll still accept it. Does that make sense? And because I think that they just like to throw it in our faces. So with the trailer that came on Nate's TV that we're all familiar with, right? With the AHS trailer and the fetus and the hourglass and the explosion and the woman in the shallow grave.
Yeah.
Okay, well that was put there on purpose. I do believe in, spiritual and paranormal, but however, for this particular situation, it was by all means not anything. It wasn't a sign from anything or anything like that. It was put there on purpose. And not only does it promote the show, because I saw that and I was intrigued. So what did I go do? I went and I watched American Horror Story from start to finish. So I can't imagine how many people went and watched it. So there's a publicity stunt. Not only that, people go and watch it, and then they have all these little Easter eggs and these little clues that they leave. And the the entire anthology of American Horror Story has followed the Watts narrative from season 1 to the very last season. And so I don't know if you're familiar with my American Horror Story. I don't think you are, because you don't seem like you are. But I made like 6 videos with a number of the connections to the case in the show.
Oh, you know what? I did see a couple of those. Because I remember,
And those are just the most
and I remember you
obvious
talking
ones.
about the Watts, the name Watts, and the battery. Yeah, I remember you doing some connections about that stuff too. Yeah. But yeah,
Those
I
are
do
some
remember you
other
saying something about
connections
that
I
show
found.
now.
But yeah, the American Horror Story is was one of the biggest red flags, if not the biggest in this case. So, and whether you believe, if you go and watch it and you believe in that it was orchestrated, or you believe the official narrative, it shows that somebody or someone's had foreknowledge that this event was going to happen, which is scary in itself. So, and then not only that, but there's ties to Blackstone. There's the ties to 20th Century Fox having shares with Anadarko, also Blackstone having shares with Anadarko, and 20th Century Fox is the one that owns the FX network, which airs American Horror Story. Just saying.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Andy.
What's good?
Hi.
So, Bendy.
Hello.
So
So
when
the
you
Illuminati.
reach 1K, we're gonna. No,
Illuminati's
yeah,
real.
Illuminati. It is real, and K's in the Illuminati.
What?
God. Of course she is. So she's an assassin, Illuminati, Gaian. What the hell else? Oh, she's also in the military.
Yeah.
And her job at the oil company was a plant. And she killed everybody. Did I get it all?
The last one would be wrong. All the other ones are correct.
You forgot Satan. She's Satan.
And she's Satan.
Jenny May, yeah, send it. Yes, yeah, we can share that, right, babe? We can share the. Greg has a GoFundMe. I think it's for his mom.
Who has a GoFundMe?
Greg. Wait, Jenny May asked if we could share it.
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
I don't know who Greg is
problem,
or why he has a
babe.
GoFundMe, but
I caught some of it, but the chat.
whoever knows, would you like to come up on the panel and explain it a little bit?
Hey, so Andy,
Yes.
when you reach 1K, we're gonna give a Mr. Share. Well, it's not Mr. Share. Beard of Reason mug.
Hey.
We're gonna do a giveaway. Give out one of his coffee cups because I think you're like 49 subs away now.
I am. I haven't even checked yet. I just got home.
Yeah, we've been trying to pump you up.
Yeah, for like the last 24 hours.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys.
Damn it! I need you to 1K by Friday.
Oh, Jenny said no, our GoFundMe.
No, you. Oh.
So yeah, hon, put our GoFundMe link. I don't even know what the GoFundMe link is. You'll have to get it, honey. The Beard of Reason. Yes.
What happened with the guitar guy?
He still hasn't picked it up. He paid me.
What? Are you serious?
Yeah, he was gonna come and get it. I left it outside for him. He didn't come. He's like, I can't make it. Can you hang on to it for a few more days for me? I'm like, well, yeah, sure. You paid for it, so
yeah.
Whatever.
Oh snap!
Later, Louise.
Mystery man.
Oh, hey, Cece.
What's that? Do I have? No, I don't have a pit bull, Jessica. I have huskies and a toy poodle.
CW is a fartless monster. Tammy Ayo, no, don't feel bad calling me Mr. Share. I like being called Mr. Share. My channel name is Prairie Boy 77. That's why I always tell people that. But no, I like being called Mr. Share. And there's the GoFundMe to help Share get to me. And I know a lot of people, they feel a certain way about GoFundMes, but if you look into the requirements for traveling from the United States to Canada, I mean, you can read all about it. There's a good chance she's got to stay in a hotel for days and pay for tests, more than one, before she can get released. Like, it's a whole big rigmarole, and it's not cheap.
Yeah,
So.
I could stay in a hotel for up to 2 weeks on my dime, and I have to pay for the corona test out of my pocket. I think it's just a way for Canada to get some money since they're so closed down.
Yeah.
Get some money.
It's all a money grab. Just like
Yeah,
these massive fines if you're caught somewhere without wearing your mask, like $2,800. Who can afford to just give away $2,800, especially now?
Yeah.
Like, it's just ridiculous. Crypto. Yeah.
Are you Canadian?
My ex made up a murder and had other people help him.
What?
CC Clark, yeah, I'm Canadian.
He's Canadian, eh?
Eh?
I'm Canadian too. And they wouldn't let me back on a plane. I have to drive you.
Let me back in, please.
No, do you want to know how fucked up it is? They literally knew that I'm here on an expired green card because immigration is slow right now because of the world. And they still said, no, you can't go back to Canada. So now the Canadian consulate is helping me, and they had to help get me my original birth certificate and a bunch of documents going so that I can drive through. So the consulate, the Canadian consulate is actually helping me get to my boyfriend.
Beach chick, hey.
Wow.
Someone said something about Canada being nice. Canada has the rudest people.
No, they can't let them call immigration. Let them deport me and pay for it, please.
Yeah.
At this point, I'd be cool with that. But I'm not, it's not illegal, you guys. Things are processing. It's just because of COVID. I mean, the immigration closed down for a while, and then all of the illegals being it's just everything has been slowly being taken care of.
Jessica Parker Jones thinks, I believe it, but still seems better than here. Well, I think Canada is better than what the U.S. will be after 4 years of Biden. I'll say that much, but I mean the rest is no. Canada sucks. We have free health care, but it takes them 4 years to diagnose someone with MS. Our free health care is horrible. It's barely above third world standards, and it's not really free. We pay gigantic taxes on everything. Our gas is easily double what you guys pay for in California. Our insurance, way higher. Tobacco, way higher. Alcohol, higher. Everything, we pay a lot more in tax. So that's how we have our free health care. And hockey sucks. And poutine is gross.
No! No, it's
and
not.
Our prime minister is just a limp dick piece of shit. So if anyone wants to sponsor me to move to the U.S., by all means.
43 subscribers for Andy. 43.
What?
Come on, guys. Get it.
Oh, snap. One of my favorite Canadian people, besides you guys, is, and I don't know if you're familiar with it, Prairie Boy, is Jordan Peterson. You heard of Jordan
Oh
Peterson?
yeah.
Yo, that dude is a beast. He's a beast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love that guy. Well, he's had a lot of problems lately, but
Yeah, I mean, he gotten better because I follow him like religiously. So he's already gotten with health wise anyway. He's taking care of that.
yeah.
Hey, Muffy was good.
Well, we've kind of been bouncing all over the place, but if anyone has, well, Andy, what's your theory on what all happened with the Watts case?
Oh my Lord. From everything that's popping, sometimes, okay, so I feel like sometimes everybody is getting to something and then it feels like it gets scattered all over again, and then it feels like we come back together, okay. But I'm sure my opinion, I honestly feel like NK was involved. No doubt about it. Like I have that intuition about that. Besides all the evidence that's clear and the authorities couldn't see that, and I also think another thing was that lazy dog. I was questioning that, like I can't, it keeps on coming up to me in my head, like why did NK choose the other lazy dog? And I know her excuse was, oh, they didn't have the salmon or whatever, but I think they probably did that to meet up with somebody and plan something out.
Me too. They went to the wrong lazy dog. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So they should have get the security footage, but they didn't. There's nothing. I don't know. Yes, Jessica. Salmon.
Oh, Kitty Cat 81, thank you very much. And thanks, Amanda. The MJ, did you mean Moose Jaw? He doesn't partake, but he heard you debunk cannabis. He wants to know if you debunk the trees too. I have no idea what you're talking about. Sorry. Trees are good. I don't know.
Good old trees. Oh, the marijuana. That's what she meant.
I'm definitely, I don't do that, but I got no problem with people who do.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow, it took me a long time to get that. Holy shit.
Hey, look, put it this way. I thought of Michael Jackson.
Well, she said MJ, like there's a city called Moose Jaw not too far from me that I used to live at, so that's where my mind went.
I was like, where did Moose Jaw come from?
Exactly, Paula. Trees are good. Canada sucks. What's up, Lucky's house?
Hey, Paula.
Muffy Dragon Slayer. I'm not too far from cutting this off, guys. I gotta make some din pretty soon, but anyone else have a theory on the whole Watts fiasco? So we've got one guy thinks Chris did it. We got one guy thinks NK was involved. We got someone thinking cults. And we got someone thinking the whole thing is a hoax.
Except there's a lot more to it than just that.
Well, no.
Because when you say it like that, it sounds really bad. But there's so much more to it than just that. But I mean,
yeah,
just
or saying. Or was planned like a long time in advance, or
it could be too. This could be because they were looking up. NK was looking up Shanann before she even met Chris.
No, we're talking like way before.
How way before? Like years?
Possibly.
Interesting.
Basically, think for yourself is you think for yourself. Her name suits her very, very well. Melody DeMonk, stop insulting our country. If you find it insulting, I'm sorry, but I didn't say anything that wasn't true. We are overtaxed. That's how we pay for our free health care, and it sucks. The
I'm
rest
just
of it is
saying.
just my opinion.
But think about it. Why does nothing in this case make sense, and why is it so different?
Why? You can't deny
you know
there's
what I'm
something
saying?
very
Like,
weird.
And I'm, as far as I know, the only one that's giving an explanation for that, and I'm the only one that has not changed my theory like ever. And there's nothing wrong with changing your opinion and your theories, but
Megan.
No, there's not. There's really not. And I don't know why people give you such a hard time about it. And other people that are flip-flopper, it's stupid. That's the whole beauty of being able to think for yourself and have different opinions and not believe every freaking thing you hear just because your favorite channel creator said it or because you just don't want to use your brain. I don't know. It's just, it blows my mind how many people just believe everything they hear. And without ever asking one question, without looking at like going and looking at the information themselves and dissecting it, they just believe it, and it's mind-boggling to me. But
well, you're not allowed to ask questions. It's a crime
we
now.
Do,
so
we do accept a lot more than we should. We should be questioning a lot more than what we do, for absolute sure.
Yep.
Thank you. I get in trouble for asking questions. Like, what the hell?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I ask questions. I'll ask as many questions as I need to. If they don't want to answer it, then that's tells me my answer right there. So,
right.
Without not willing to answer the questions. And sometimes there are people that can quickly answer any question. And so that doesn't really mean anything. But if they really don't want to answer the questions, then you should be probably a little bit worried.
I've learned a lot. Quick thing about the shirt. Some say it was disappeared. Some say they found it. So
it's actually in the suitcase, and there is proof of the shirt. And actually, Alan and his team found it, and there's no doubt about it. That shirt was in the suitcase, and it was rolled up, but it was kind of inside out. And I've done a lot of traveling. When I get home at 2:00 in the morning, 2:15, whatever time in the morning. She dug in her suitcase, put on a clean nightshirt, and took that one off and she was probably going to wash everything that was in her suitcase, to be honest. Knowing her, she was a clean freak. And after you travel, you probably had, like, even if you had clean clothes in there, she had dirty clothes in there too, you know? So I think that's normal. I don't know why they didn't look in the suitcase, but that shirt was in the suitcase. It was. I saw it. It for sure was.
Yeah, and that's another big problem is some people will say, well, this happened or this didn't happen when it actually, the exact opposite is true. I mean, you have to take everything every YouTuber says with a grain of salt.
Yep.
Exactly.
Because none of us are God. None of us know what happened. We're all guessing.
Yep.
The only thing we know for sure is Chris is in prison for this. Other than that, it's all a guess.
Normal chick, if they open the case up and show the autopsies, would my opinion change? No, it wouldn't.
Well, they could have been fudged.
Simply because you can fake anything these days with the technology, images, and a great point earlier, by the way. I meant to write it in chat, and I was still playing poker. But why, from 2018, it should have definitely, it should have been definitely now in 2021. Why are pictures so terrible when we have 4K? When you're talking about it,
Yeah, that one of the blurry thing of the girl at the back of the car. That's NK. Fuck it.
And I asked,
like her
I said,
at all,
why is
if you ask me, but
it's not her. I don't.
No, it's not her.
I mean, is it possible?
I asked that question. I said, why is the picture so blurry? And they said, because it was taken on video, or it was a video, and the picture was a screenshot, and I just said okay. I didn't argue, but I actually like photograph lightning with or record lightning with my phone. So, and the easiest way to do it, unless you have like a quick shutter and a really expensive camera, it's difficult, if not impossible, to catch lightning or good photos with just a HD camera. So I'll video record it, and then I'll pan through it, the video, and then I'll take a screenshot of it. My lightning photos are crisp and 100% clear. So the fact that they said that it was because of a screenshot, I just don't believe that.
No, I actually
no, it probably was a screenshot from a video, but very, very, very far away, and that was really zoomed in again.
Yeah, and you can't zoom in on things and expect to see stuff. It's impossible.
Yeah,
it just makes everything so pixelated and grainy.
It was a
Harry Grace, you're the first person to tell me I look young for my age. I'm 44. I look 50. But thank you.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I'm gray. I'm completely gray. Oh. I mean, I have really good lighting. Like this
you use one of those ring lights.
This is the best that this gets. I've got 2 big softbox lights, making me look as professional and awesome as possible. If you see me in the morning, well, Cher knows. I don't know what the hell she's doing. It ain't pretty.
What?
Half my face is like falling off. My wrinkles have wrinkles. Ah.
Okay,
oh, you're lucky. You're lucky. I get swolled up. My face just looks like a pufferfish.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like everything just
it
like bloats and droops. I look like a goddamn bulldog when I get up in the morning.
No.
My crow's feet, yeah.
So I just want to say something, because I know you're going to end it soon. Like, I just want people to know that when I do talk about my theory, and I mention this a lot on my live streams, but I'm always trying to be the most respectful to even the parties involved in the case. It's not my intention to be disrespectful, but I am trying to get the truth out there. And if that means that I have to, unfortunately, hurt some feelings, that's what I'm going to have to do. But I just want people to know that I don't have anything to gain from saying that everybody's alive. There's nothing to gain from that. So if anybody is like interested in my theory and checking out my videos and stuff, just all I ask is to try and have an open mind and at least just give me the benefit of the doubt. That's all I want to say, because I know that it's very, very controversial, I guess. I mean, and I'm not even accusing anybody of murder, and people attack me. So
right,
yeah,
right.
Well, people don't like to be. Well, it's not like you're telling people they're stupid, but people don't like to be told that they're wrong.
Yeah.
And like your theory is like, it's almost like we're living wrong in a way. It's like we're just accepting way too much and we're sheep. So I think a lot of that is people just don't want to accept that, holy crap, maybe we are living like that.
Well, nobody wants to admit that they've been duped.
Yeah, exactly.
That and the fact that there's a lot of crazies in the true crime community.
Oh God!
Like I said, I'm still new to this, even though I've been here for 2.5 years. This is my first true crime case, so I'm still learning it.
Yeah. Bottom line is, we can spin theories all we want. We're probably never going to know for sure what the truth is.
One good thing about my theory is I mean, as far as like myself goes, once I realized that because I didn't realize that what was going on, like right off the bat. I was just as like shocked as anybody else was when I first saw his interview on the porch. I was like, oh my God, that's freaking terrible. What kind of person kills their family and dumps them in oil tanks, right? It took a couple months for me to realize it, but I didn't realize that they were orchestrating these high profile murder cases. So I didn't think to not that you have to look for it, because again, once you're aware of and know about these kind of like events, you don't have to look. But since I didn't know that they did it in like this this area, it's normally bigger stuff, like the terrorist attacks and the shootings and stuff like that. But I started noticing these red flags that I learned because it didn't take me I didn't right away go, oh, yep, government's corrupt, orchestrate everything. It takes like time to see it. You're not going to see it right away. But, obviously 9/11 was a huge eye opener for me. And that's when I started researching and looking into, what other people are saying and watching videos. And so it took time even for me. So that's why I said earlier, I don't expect everybody to just 100% believe me in a day. That would be ridiculous. But I didn't, so I didn't notice that it was. I was just hooked like everybody else. And I started watching all of Shanann's videos, and then I saw the body cam footage, and then, yada, yada, yada. And it wasn't, like I said, until I started noticing the same characteristics and the same red flags that I've noticed in other orchestrated events prior to this case. And not only that, but the one that happened right before the Watts case, they have all the same characteristics and red flags. It's crazy. Like I said, like the other one released all the information, didn't redact anything. The girlfriend of the perpetrator, I call him, because I don't like the case that happened before this, or the event, I don't even want to mention it on your channel at all. That's how bad it is. So that's why I'm not being transparent about that. But the girlfriend of the accused wasn't investigated, wasn't treated as a suspect, wasn't given a polygraph, fell off the face of the earth, never came out and gave a public statement. She had her lawyer make one statement for her. She didn't have hardly any background. We only got a limited amount of information about her, like where she worked prior, and a couple pictures of her and her, the alleged killer, and a couple friends. But she didn't seem to have. She had no history, just like Nicole Kessinger. So it's stuff like that I started noticing, and then so on and so forth. Obviously I came to that conclusion. So
from my research, it's helped right.
Megan, did you ever watch Fall of the Cabal?
No, I'm not familiar.
That would have been
what is
right up your alley. It's gone now, but it was on YouTube for a while. It was all about Pizzagate and how the government in Hollywood basically controls the entire planet. But yeah, I think that would have been right up your alley, because I saw that. I was like,
it would be.
Yeah, and you can't find it anymore, which makes it even more.
Mm-hmm.
That's why
they scrub it and that's what happens with these like orchestrated events. They will have all this information put out, and then once they're done pushing their agendas, that's when they start to go in and start to slowly, get rid of everything and scrub everything. And that's what they did to the huge event that I'm talking about prior to the Watts case. And that's what I'm seeing now in this case as well. So it's another red flag characteristic that I'm seeing, as far as them going into the online discovery and redacting stuff and then removing stuff. Same thing with the other event. And now people are getting struck for privacy claims, right? Even though those are, it's Weld County's fault, because they're the one that released the discovery with nothing redacted. So that's like their way of, so that's what they're going to do. And I've said this on my live streams a few times, is that slowly but surely you're going to start seeing all these Watts videos disappearing, and especially if they go against the official narrative. So the only ones that are going to be left are going to be like your Denver News and your Dr. Phil and just all the mainstream. And that's what they're doing. The same thing with the Discovery. So they're kind of just trying to like, they're gonna do it like, oh, what do you mean we didn't redact it? See, clearly it's redacted, like kind of like a Mandela effect or something. Like I could have sworn that none of this was redacted, but that's what they're gonna do. And I mean, just give it time. And I mean, I don't know for sure, but that's what I see in the future, and I can already see it happening. I mean, they just got unjustified for 60 privacy claims, even though that Discovery has been unredacted for how long? And they just deleted a ton of her videos that she can't get back now. Or she could try, but...
Misha Dawn, real quick, what was your question? I missed it. Sorry. Real quick, and then we're going to be calling her a night. Or a day. Or an afternoon. Whatever. I got to eat.
What are you making?
French toast and bacon.
Ooh, yum. Yeah. Breakfast at night. Breakfast any time of the day is good.
Yep. Absolutely. Yeah, I don't do cereal for supper, but...
Yeah, no.
Bacon's good anytime.
Yeah.
Have you ever had chicken and waffles?
I never have.
No.
Me neither.
What is their purpose in doing this? I'm guessing that's for you, Megan.
Multiple reasons. Multiple agendas. There's always going to be multiple agendas in it, and someone's always going to benefit from it, or many people will. Follow the money. Someone will always benefit financially. 2, they will do it to push a law, to take away rights, to cause fear, to sway public opinions.
Yep. That's how they have everybody in control.
Yep. Could be. You just never know. There's definitely a lot less believable theories as far as the Watts case is concerned, if you ask me. I'd prefer that that the whole thing was a hoax, or not a hoax, but the whole thing was staged and actually Shanann and the kids are alive somewhere on an island.
You would think that people would be happy, right?
I would
no,
prefer
total
that.
opposite.
I would
but like you said, yeah, nobody wants to admit that, and I get that, and I understand that, and everybody, a lot of people want to stay in their safe bubbles, and they just want to live their lives, and I totally get that, but
I will
unfortunately,
say, though,
everything is not what it is, and we don't live in. There's a lot of corruption out there. Let's just say that. So
yeah, you think you're free and you can do and think what you want. Look at what COVID has done.
Right.
Look at the fear mongering and bullshit that's happened with that, and it is bullshit. It's been proven. All you have to do, go to your local hospital. It's not overrun. They're calling it a pandemic. We have 1.5 million people in this province, which is like a state for you guys. We've had a couple of thousand cases, 100 deaths. That's nowhere near a pandemic. Not even kind of close. That many people die from the regular flu.
Mm-hmm.
And yet the country is just completely shut down. So if you think the government can't orchestrate a couple of murders or whatever, or basically do whatever the hell they want, I mean,
they can make anything happen pretty much.
They can.
And the best way to control people is through fear. And that's what they're doing with the virus thing, because people are so freaking scared that they're going to die or get sick that they just conform and comply. And this is what it's been led to.
Yep, exactly. We like to say that we're strong and independent and we're free, but in reality is we are sheep. Mm-hmm. And it's very hard to break that cycle.
Yep.
It really is scary though, and that's my reason for doing this, is because if people don't start waking up, and it's only going to get worse.
Mm-hmm. I agree completely. Megan, we got to have you on more. This was awesome.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. It's nice to actually be able to come up on panel for once. But YouTube has made it very, very difficult for me to voice my opinions about this case. So I appreciate you letting me do it.
Anytime. But all right, that's
Thanks,
it. We're
Weirdo.
gonna cut this off.
Love you,
Thank you,
Weirdo.
everyone, for coming out. This was awesome and a great way to spend an afternoon, having a little chit chat with all y'all. Thanks, everyone, for joining the team and the donations. That was really great. And that's it for this one. So we'll catch you on the next. And until then, this is Prairie Boy 77 saying good day, good night,